Imagine losing 40 kilograms. You exercise. You eat better. You say no to desserts. You count calories. You do everything right. And eventually, you succeed. The scale keeps dropping. Your clothes fit differently. Friends notice you feel healthier. You won. Or at least that's what it feels like. Because for many people, something strange happens next. The weight starts coming back. Not all at once. A kilogram here. A kilogram there. A few months later, 5 kilograms are back. Then 10. Then 20. And eventually, many people find themselves almost exactly where they started. For decades, this was explained in a very simple way. People lost motivation. They stopped trying. They lost discipline. But over the last few years, scientists have discovered something deeply unsettling. What if your body was actively trying to reverse your weight loss? At first glance, weight loss seems simple. Eat less, move more, lose weight, and in many cases, that works, at least for a while. But keeping the weight off is where things get strange. Researchers have followed thousands of people who successfully lost weight. Again and again, they found the same pattern. People could lose weight, but maintaining that loss was incredibly difficult. Why? Was it really just a lack of willpower? Or was something else happening beneath the surface? To answer that question, scientists looked at some of the most successful weight loss stories they could find. And what they discovered surprised everyone. Researchers followed people who had achieved extraordinary weight loss. Years later, many had regained weight. But that wasn't the surprising part. The surprising part was what happened inside their bodies. Their metabolism had changed. Their bodies were burning fewer calories than expected, much fewer. Imagine two people, same weight, same age, same activity level. One of them has never struggled with obesity. The other lost a large amount of weight. On paper, they look identical, but internally, they may not be. The weight-reduced person may be burning hundreds fewer calories each day. It's as if the body is trying to conserve energy, trying to defend itself, trying to return to its previous weight. But the story gets even stranger. Because it's not just metabolism that changes. Hunger changes too. Most of us think hunger is a feeling, a signal, a suggestion, something we can simply ignore. But hunger is one of the most powerful biological systems ever created. And after weight loss, that system begins to change. Hormones that increase hunger become stronger. Hormones that create fullness become weaker. The body becomes more interested in food. Food becomes more rewarding, more noticeable, harder to ignore. People often describe a constant mental background noise, thinking about food, planning meals, craving snacks, wondering when they can eat next. Some patients have a name for it, food noise. And after weight loss, that noise can become louder. From the body's perspective, this makes perfect sense. Your body doesn't know you're trying to fit into smaller jeans. It doesn't know you're preparing for a wedding, or a beach vacation, or trying to improve your appearance. Your body thinks something much more serious is happening. It thinks food is becoming scarce. And throughout human history, that was dangerous. Very dangerous. So the body evolved defenses. Defenses designed to stop weight loss. Defenses designed to keep you alive. But just how powerful are these systems? The answer came from an unexpected place. Genetics. Some children are born with rare genetic mutations, and these mutations revealed something remarkable. Certain genes help regulate hunger. When those genes don't function properly, the results can be dramatic. Some children experience relentless hunger. Not ordinary hunger, extreme hunger, constant hunger, the kind of hunger that dominates everyday life. For scientists, these rare conditions revealed something important. Hunger is not simply a choice. It is biology. If changing a single gene can dramatically alter appetite, then appetite is being controlled by powerful biological systems, systems operating largely outside conscious awareness. And that raises an uncomfortable question. If biology can completely control hunger in some people, how much of hunger is biology for the rest of us? For a long time, scientists thought body fat was simply stored energy, extra fuel, a passive tissue, something that just sat there. They were wrong. Fat is not passive. It is constantly communicating with the brain. Every day, every hour, every minute. Imagine an invisible conversation taking place inside your body. Your fat cells send signals. Your stomach sends signals. Your intestines send signals. And your brain listens. Together, these systems are trying to answer a single question. How much energy is available? And how much should we eat next? For millions of years, this system helped humans survive. If food became scarce, hunger increased. If body fat fell too low, energy was conserved. If famine arrived, survival became the priority. The problem is that the system evolved in a world very different from ours. A world without supermarkets, without food delivery apps, without unlimited calories. The machinery is ancient. The environment is new, and that mismatch may be one of the defining biological problems of the modern world. Many obesity researchers now think body weight behaves less like a bank account and more like a thermostat. A thermostat doesn't care what temperature you want. It cares about the temperature it is programmed to defend. When the room becomes colder, it fights back. When the room becomes warmer, it fights back. And body weight may work in a surprisingly similar way. When body fat falls, biological alarms begin to activate. Hunger increases. Food becomes more rewarding. Energy expenditure falls. The body starts pushing in the opposite direction. Not because it wants to make you miserable, because from its perspective, weight loss looks dangerous. And then scientists just discovered something extraordinary. There are people born with genetic changes that disrupt this entire system. Some develop overwhelming hunger from early childhood. Others struggle to feel full. Some gain weight rapidly, despite living in the same world as everyone else. These rare conditions revealed something profound. The brain contains biological circuits whose job is to regulate hunger. Circuits that can be altered by a single gene. If a tiny change in DNA can dramatically change appetite, then appetite cannot simply be a matter of choice. And if biology can alter hunger that dramatically in rare genetic disorders, could the same systems be influencing all of us? The question may no longer be, why do people regain weight? The real question might be, why would we expect the body not to fight back? For years, weight regain was treated as evidence of failure. Failure of discipline. Failure of commitment. Failure of character. But modern science is telling a different story. The body appears to defend its weight. It changes metabolism. It changes hunger. It changes how food is experienced, and those changes can persist long after the weight is gone. Maybe the biggest mistake we've made was assuming weight loss was a battle against fat, when it may actually be a battle against biology.